A sky so wide and deep, where childhood days played out and cherished moments keep. The scent of sun-dried grass, a memory so keen of golden hours passing, a long love tranquil scene. I can see the old fence line where green turned into gold, a place where time still stood, a story to unfold. Barefoot on the stubble, beneath the boundless blue, with not a single worry, nothing to undo. The farmhouse porch light glowing, a beacon in the dusk, as twilight painted shadows, a quiet gentle hush. Those seasons change their colors and years just drift away. That sacred ground still calls me to where my heart would stay. Oh, the hayfield laughter rings, a melody so true, carried on the gentle breeze, under skies of deepest hue. It plays inside my mind, a comforting, a joyful pure sound, washing away the pain. Yes, the hayfield laughter rings forever in my soul, making weary moments beautifully whole. We built our little kingdoms beneath the summer heat, with stories told so softly bittersweet. The sun upon our faces, the warmth against our skin, a symphony of insects where new adventures would begin. Those simple, easy moments, like treasure in the sun, we never knew how precious until the day was done. Those seasons change their colors and years just drift away. That sacred ground still calls me to where my heart would stay. Oh, the hayfield laughter rings, a melody so true, carried on the gentle breeze, under skies of deepest hue. It plays inside my mind, a comforting, a joyful pure sound, washing away the pain. Yes, the hayfield laughter rings forever in my soul, making weary moments beautifully whole. The world moves on so swiftly, a hurried rushing tide, but some pure light of being forever stays inside. It's not just in the past now, that simple happy sound, but in the gentle spirit where love can still be found. A lesson learned from sunshine and fields so green and wide, a peace that gently settles deep down where memory is high. Oh, the hayfield laughter rings, a melody so true, carried on the gentle breeze, under skies of deepest hue. It plays inside my mind, a comforting, a joyful pure sound, washing away the pain. Yes, the hayfield laughter rings forever in my soul, making weary moments beautifully whole. Still rings that laughter pure, a long-held memory, serene and sure, in the hayfield forevermore. Red wine on a white rug in a high-rise downtown. My lawyer just called, said the settlement's down. I'm staring at the stain, panic rising in my chest, thinking how this chaos is putting me to the test. Then I hear a voice from a kitchen 20 years gone, saying salt lifts the grief if you catch it before dawn. She wasn't talking about fabric, she was talking about pain. Treat the wound immediately, or you'll live with the stain. The world spins faster than a centrifuge now. We trade handshakes for emails and forget the plow. But the physics of the heart haven't blurred, and damn if mama's rules don't still work. Yeah, the compass needle points where it did in my birth. Mama's rules still hold their weight on this earth. 19 and reckless, with a boy named Ray. He had a smile like sunshine on a Saturday. Promised me the moon, but couldn't pay for the gas. Mama just watched him through the window glass. She told me if the shoe pinches, take it off right then. Don't walk a mile in blisters for the sake of men. I limped for a year before I understood the code. Pain isn't a requirement for walking the road. The world spins faster than a centrifuge now. We trade handshakes for emails and forget the plow. But the physics of the heart haven't blurred, and damn if mama's rules don't still work. Gravity pulls the same for better or worse. Mama's rules still work. In a boardroom, sharks in the tank. Someone took credit for my work at the bank. I wanted to scream, tear the contract in two, but I remember the garden and the morning dew. Keep your own porch swept, she'd say with a broom. Let the neighbors worry about their own messy room. So I stayed in my lane, kept my numbers tight, and watched them crumble by the end of the night. It wasn't about dust and it wasn't about shoes, it was how to survive when you're destined to lose. She was building a fence so I could run wild inside, giving me anchors for when I faced the tide. I thought she was strict, I thought she was cold, but she was writing the math for when I got old. Teenage girl standing in my hall, rolling her eyes at me, making me feel small. She says I'm outdated, says I don't have a clue, and I smile because I know exactly what to do. I tell her don't borrow trouble, the interest is high, and I see that familiar fire light up within her eye. The cycle repeats, the baton is passed, built on a foundation that is destined to last. The world spins faster than a centrifuge now. We trade hands physics of the heart having blurred. And damn if mama's rules don't still work. Yeah, the truth is a seed that sits in the dirt. Mama's rules still work. Clean as you go, don't let the sun go down on your ass. Supper is at 6. Yeah, they still work. There's a crack in the driveway where the oil leaks down. You said you'd patch it when the summer came around, but the dandelions didn't ask for a permit or a sign. They just cracked through the concrete while you were taking your time. I've been folding my laundry in a neat little stacks, waiting for the signal to paint over the cracks. But the color is fading from the dress I never wore, and the seasons don't knock when they walk through the door. 'Cause the rain doesn't check if the roof is okay, and the sun doesn't promise a cloudless display. You're reading the map while the road washes out, stuck in the safety of reasonable doubt. But look at the field where the chaos is sown. Wildflowers don't wait for the grass to be mown. You got a 5-year plan in a leather-bound book. Every page is a promise of a chance you never took. You say we need savings, you say we need steady, but the blooms in the ditch never ask if they're ready. They drink up the storm and they twist towards a lie while you worry if the temperature is perfectly right. I'm tired of sleeping in a bed made of someday, watching the calendar slowly decay. No, the rain doesn't check if the roof is okay, and the sun doesn't promise a cloudless display. You're reading the map while the road washes out, stuck in the safety of reasonable doubt. But look at the field where the chaos is sown. Wildflowers don't wait for the grass to be mown. You slept through the dawn, left the keys on the counter and the coffee pot on. I'm trading the manicure for dirt on my hands, running fast from the prison of your perfect plans. The highway is hungry and the skyline is vast. I'm finally driving faster than the shadows I cast. Don't look for a note, 'cause there's nothing to save, and the best soil turns to dust if you stay. For a week, maybe 2 at the most, a fleeting explosion, a colorful ghost. They don't fear the winter, they don't fear the fall. Their glory is blooming with no fear at all. I'm done with the waiting away and the stall I'm 3 states away in a valley of stone, where the water is scarce and I'm standing alone. But I found a small fissure in a granite ravine, and I'm planting my roots where I've never been seen. It's not safe, it's not certain, it's wild and it's steep, but it's mine to awaken and mine to keep. Yeah, the rain didn't check it, my heart was okay, and the sun burned the fog of the morning away. I threw out the map when the road washed out, left you behind with your reasonable doubt. I'm out in the field where the chaos is sown, wildflowers don't wait for the grass to be mown. No, they don't wait, they don't wait, not for the gardener, not for the rain, just bloom and go. You didn't check your souls at the entryway, walked right past the manners I displayed. A little bit of Georgia clay, a little bit of grease, stomping out the quiet of my lease. I told you the floorboards were polished pine, but you treated them like a jagged county line, dragging steel toes where soft socks belong, making yourself at home by doing me wrong. Now there's tread marks on the atrium, crushed dry leaves in the stadium of a chest that used to beat in 4/4 time, until you walked all over this rhythmic rhyme. It ain't a finger trace, it ain't a gentle art. You left deep, heavy boot prints in my heart. You paced circles around the kitchen of my mind, leaving gravel, dust, and excuses behind. Every step was heavier than the one before, like you were marching to a private war. I hear the phantom full of a size 10 heel, grinding down the durability of my steel. You never learned to tiptoe or to glide, you just galloped roughshod on the inside. Yeah, there's tread marks on the atrium, crushed dry leaves in the stadium of a chest that used to beat in 4/4 time, until you walked all over this rhythmic rhyme. It ain't a finger trace, it ain't a gentle art. You left deep, heavy boot prints in my heart. I tried soap, I tried bleach, I tried turpentine, scrubbing at the pattern of your soil is stubborn and the stain is set, a souvenir of the roughest thing I've met. You didn't check your souls at the entryway, walked right past the manners I displayed. A little bit of Georgia clay, a little bit of grease, stomping out the quiet of my lease. I told you the floorboards were polished pine, but you treated them like a jagged county line, dragging steel toes where soft socks belong, making yourself at home by doing me wrong. Now there's tread marks on the atrium, crushed dry leaves in the stadium of a chest that used to beat in 4/4 time, till you walked all over this rhythmic rhyme. It ain't a finger trace, it ain't a gentle art. You left deep, heavy boot prints in my heart. You pace circles around the kitchen of my mind, leaving gravel, dust, and excuses behind. Every step was heavier than the one before, like you were marching to a private war. I hear the phantom thud of a size 10 heel, grinding down the durability of my steel. You never learned to tiptoe or to glide, you just galloped roughshod on the inside. Yeah, there's tread marks on the atrium, crushed dry leaves in the stadium of a chest that used to beat in 4/4 time, until you walked all over this rhythmic line. It ain't a finger trace, it ain't a gentle art. You left deep, heavy boot prints in my heart. I tried soap, I tried bleach, I tried turpentine, scrubbing out the pattern of your design, but the soil is stubborn and the stain is set, a souvenir of the roughest thing I've met. Now the rain is coming through the roof you shook, and I'm reading the debris like an open book. And blood is dried up into solid stone, a fossilized path that I walk alone. I tripped over a divot where you pivoted left, right in the center of my solar theft. It's a rugged topography you rearranged. Every inch of the landscape has been changed. I'm keeping tread marks in the atrium, fossilized leaves in the stadium. My chest is beating in a jagged time, stumbling over this broken It was a demolition start, carving deep, heavy boot prints in my heart. Maybe I'll put a velvet rope around the track, a museum exhibit of the man in black. Charge admission to see the mess you made. The chaos on display, perfectly preserved and displayed. Let them see how heavy a ghost can weigh when he refuses to wash the dirt away. So stomp on memory, stomp on through. I'm done trying to resurface the view, the scuffs at character, or so they say. But I'd rather have the clean floor of yesterday. Yeah, the varnish is peeled and the wood is splintered. A long cold season that we wintered. Watch your step on the way out. Don't thrill on the down. Boot prints, just heavy money boot prints, drying in the sun. My rearview mirror shakes, vibrating with the gravel grind. Trying to trace a perfect Cupid's bow, but I keep crossing the line. Suspension groans underneath the weight of this imported car. I'm polished glass in a world of mason jars. Check the shade, cherry noir looks like a warning sign. Against a backdrop of rusted wire and tangled kudzu vine. It's lipstick on a dirt road, a crimson stain on clay. Trying to paint a sunset while the sky is turning gray. A high heel print where the tractor tires spin. Testing how thick the makeup is, testing how thin the skin. Out of place, out of time, shining like a coat. Just a little bit of lipstick on a dirt road. The cashier at the feed and seed didn't mention the dress, but her eyes said I was over-decorated for this kind of mess. My designer hem is fighting a losing war with the dust, trading in the skyline for a solitude I don't quite trust. Every bump in the path chips away the porcelain mask. Keeping this facade is getting to be a heavy task. Yeah, it's lipstick on a dirt road, a crimson stain on clay. Fighting to stay vibrant while the colors wash away. A high heel print where the tractor tires spin. I don't know where the city ends and the wilderness begins. Out of place, out of time, carrying this load. Just a smear of expensive lipstick on a dirt road. Then the storm clouds broke open, wide and fierce. Rain coming down sideways, enough to pierce the windows down, the leather soaked, looking like a wound. Or maybe it's a war pain for the battle coming soon. After the thunder, the air smells like wet stone. I look in the glass and the perfect girl is gone. Just a woman in the mud with bare pale lips, watching the rainwater drip from her fingertips. The silence isn't empty, it's full of breathing room. I wiped the gloss away and finally saw the bloom. Throw the tube in the glove box, let it melt in a heat. Kick off the stilettos, feel the earth underneath my feet. I don't need the armor to survive the miles ahead. I'd rather be natural and weather than painted and dead. The roots in the ground are just lines in a hand. Finally learning how to shake hands with the land. And no more lipstick on a dirt road, let the red wash down the drain. I'm finding my own reflection in the puddles of the rain. Barefoot print where the tractor tires spin, letting the outside out, letting the inside in. Found my place, found my time in this humble abode, leaving that lipstick on the dirt road. Wash it off, leave it in the dust. Just skin and sky. Mile marker 6 on the interstate line, my dashboard glowing in classic amber pine. You were midnight rider in a Peterbilt crushed red. I was just Annie with a price on my head. We didn't have numbers or digital screens, just a channel 19 and a pocket full of dreams. You said, breaker one night, are you out there tonight? And my heart skipped a beat in the passing headlight. We synced up the squelch just to hear the words clear. A ghost in the speaker whispering in my ear. We were radio static sweethearts, loving through the hiss, sending 10-fold kisses into the abyss. Every mile of separation felt a little less wide when your voice cut the copper on the other side. Just a crackle and a hum in the dead of the dark. Two lonely signals trying to find a spark. Tuesday was a Utah, through the canyon divide. The reception gets choppy when there's nowhere to hide. You told me about your mama and the farm you once told you about the debt and the rent coming due. We played a game of tag with the Igua's game skip, holding on to the handset with a wide knuckle grip. Sometimes the truckers in the middle would stomp on the key, but nobody's interference took you away from me. For an hour in the valley, the airwaves were ours, a private cathedral underneath the stars. Yeah, we were radio static sweethearts, dancing in the game, mixing love declarations with the sound of the rain. Every mile of separation felt a little less wide when your voice cut the copper on the other side. Just a crackle and a hum, oh, the signal is weak, but I live for the second that I heard you speak. Then the winter of '09 hit the grapevine hard. I was stuck in a drift in a Nebraska yard. I reached for the mic, called your handle out loud, but the sky was a blanket of heavy gray cloud. The sunspots were flaring, the band was all noise. I couldn't find the comfort of that Tennessee voice. I panicked in the cab, spinning dials to the right, just a wall of white sound in the freezing cold night. I wondered if you crashed or just drove out of range, or if you finally decided it was time for a change. They say you can't hold a ghost with a wide connection. I was chasing a phantom in the wrong direction. Cell towers rose up like needles in the corn. The analog love we had, it was tattered and torn. I bought a new rig with a satellite phone, but talking crystal clear just made me feel more alone. Where is the magic if you don't have to fight to hear the one you love through the static of the night? Sits dusty in a box in the shed. A midnight rider is a memory in my head. Sometimes I drive past the place where we met on a frequency wave that I haven't killed yet. I wonder if you're out there scanning the low band with a mic in your palm and a map in your hand. Or did you hang up the keys and settle down somewhere, leaving me talking to the empty dead air? We were radio static sweethearts, lost in the fade, the best conversation that we never made. Every mile of separation is permanent now. I'd break every rule just to hear you somehow. Just a crackle and a hum, that's all the love that we shouted across the plain.
There's a feeling in the air, something new. Nothing in this world will ever be the same. Knowing that in time, stars will align. Looking at the horizon, waiting for a sign. Every step I take leads me back to you. Caught in a moment, completely smitten. We are living for the moment, living for the dream. Singing mailbox notes and smiles loud and clear. Running wild through the open plains, yeah. Mailbox notes and smiles, yeah. I can hear the rhythm calling out my name. Crossing lines, no matter the cost. Turning the page to a chapter unwritten. Voices are echoing down the hallway. Maps are drawn, but we are lost. Chasing the shadows of yesterday. Lost in the wonder of your embrace. Singing mailbox notes and smiles loud and clear. This is the time, this is the place. Mailbox notes and smiles. Mailbox notes and smiles is all we need. Knowing that in time, stars will align. Crossing lines, no matter the cost. Turning the page to a chapter unwritten. Maps are drawn, but we are lost. Singing mailbox notes and smiles loud and clear. Singing mailbox notes and smiles loud and clear. Singing mailbox notes and smiles loud and clear. Chasing the shadows of yesterday. Looking at the horizon, waiting for a sign. Let the emotions start to flow. Singing mailbox notes and smiles loud and clear. Hold on tight and never let it go. Singing mailbox notes and smiles loud and clear. Let the emotions start to flow. Singing mailbox notes and smiles loud and clear. Hold on tight and never let it go. Singing mailbox notes and smiles never die.
Faded dreams tucked away in constellation pockets, finding solace in the cracks of broken time. Painting rainbows in the middle of the night. silence of the stars reflects in your eyes. Lost in the magic, the rhythm of two-step under stars. Let the cosmos witness every pulse of two-step under stars. A symphony of two-step under stars echoes between souls, drowning in the infinite swirl of two-step under stars. Lost in the magic, the rhythm of two-step under stars. Let the cosmos witness every pulse of two-step under stars. A symphony of two-step under stars echoes between souls, drowning in the infinite swirl of two-step under stars. A prayer unspoken, carried by the wind. Gravity fails in the presence of your soul. Whispers of eternity dancing on your lips. The scent of rain on earth's ancient secrets. Lost in the magic, the rhythm of two-step under stars. Let the cosmos witness every pulse of two-step under stars. A symphony of two-step under stars echoes between souls, drowning in the infinite swirl of two-step under stars. Lost in the magic, the rhythm of two-step under stars. Let the cosmos witness every pulse of two-step under stars. A symphony of two-step under stars echoes between souls, drowning in the infinite swirl of two-step under stars. We are stardust, drifting through the velvet void. Lost in a labyrinth of shadows and light. Faded dreams tucked away in constellation pockets. We are stardust, drifting through the velvet void. Painting rainbows in the middle of the night. A prayer unspoken, carried by the wind. Finding solace in the cracks of broken time. Lost in a labyrinth of shadows and light. Lost in the magic, the rhythm of two-step under stars. Let the cosmos witness every pulse of two-step under stars. A symphony of two-step under stars echoes between souls, drowning in the infinite swirl of two-step under stars. If tomorrow never comes, we are the light in the dark. Break down every wall. Gravity fails in the presence of your soul. The scent of rain on earth's ancient secrets. The silence of the stars reflects in your eyes. Whispers of eternity dancing on your lips. Lost in a labyrinth of shadows and light. A prayer unspoken, carried by the wind. Gravity fails in the presence of your soul. Finding solace in the cracks of broken time. We are the light in the dark. Break down every wall. Break down every wall. Lost in the magic, the rhythm of two-step under stars. Let the cosmos witness every pulse of two-step under stars. A symphony of two-step under stars echoes between souls, drowning in the infinite swirl of two-step under stars. Daddy left me a wrench set and a mountain of rusted steel. Said, honey, beauty fades, but iron keeps the deal. I wore a ribbon in my hair while I dismantled the transmission. Local boys stared confused at my grease-stained ambition. They wanted porcelain dolls sitting pretty on a shelf. I was welding distinct futures for my own damn self. I'm a pretty tough kind girl, a little jagged at the seam. I can tow your truck from a ditch and still stitch up your dream. Don't mistake the calluses for a heart made of stone. It takes a gentle sort of power to make it on your own. Winter of '09, the bank man came knocking on the gate with a clipboard full of zeros and a face full of hate. I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I just poured him some tea. Sat him down on a bumper, made him listen to me, explain the value of a salvage in a world throwing things away. By the time he left the yard, he gave us 90 more days. Yeah, a pretty tough kind girl, walking lines in the sand, with a velvet touch hidden inside a sandpaper hand. I'll fight the storm until the shutters break and fly, then hold the scared ones close until the tears are dry. Shivering under a crushed sedan hood, half starved and snarling, misunderstood for no good. Everyone said shoot it, it's too wild to be saved, but I saw the fear behind the teeth that he bared. Spent 3 weeks sleeping in the garage on the cold concrete floor. Now he guards the gate and never growls anymore. They say you gotta choose to be the flower or the thorn, but I've been both since the minute I was born. Softness isn't weakness, it's the hardest thing to hold. When the heavy decks unfold, I polish up the chrome, but I respect the rust, finding diamonds in the gravel and mercy in the dust. That the makeup won't hide, but the salvage yard is empty of the things I kept inside. My daughter's got a welding torch and a dress for the dance, learning how to navigate this delicate circumstance. She asked me how to handle the wolves at the door. I say feed them if they're hungry, but don't let them take more. She tough kind girl, hearing the same old lies, with the strength of a piston and the warmth in her eyes. We can tow the heavy burdens, we can stitch the ripped seams, living somewhere in the middle of the nightmare and the dreams. Not a victim, not a villain, just a woman holding ground, the prettiest, toughest kind of soul around.
Mama said wisdom comes in a whisper, like a prayer in the pew on a Tuesday night. But I was born with a megaphone in my chest, and the fuse that I couldn't keep from lighting. The first town I got my heart broke, the whole county heard the tires squeak. I didn't cry into a pillowcase, I drove a Chevy through a cornfield. Subtlety was a neighbor I never waved at, I was busy kicking down the fence, making sure the wreckage made a sound before I had the sense. Studied silence, I never read the room. I wrote my diary in neon lights and sonic booms. If there was a wrong way, I announced it to the crowd, while others learned to tiptoe. Yeah, I learned loudly, I learned loudly. 22 with a siren song ringing in the ears of the local police. I loved a man who played drums, we never found a moment of peace. Our arguments were earthquakes
taking plates off the diner wall. I didn't leave a note on the fridge, just spray painted the message in my heart. Every lesson cost me a fine or a friend, or a little bit of dignity. But I gathered up the shrapnel so everyone could see. No, I never studied silence, I never read the room. I wrote my diary in neon lights and sonic booms. If there was a wrong way, I announced it to the crowd, while others learned to tiptoe. Yeah, I learned loudly. Every crash course, I took it proud. I learned loudly. And came the year the music stopped, and the silence finally caught my breath. I was standing in the ashes of a bridge I burned to death. Timber talk, the whispers, they were deafening for change. I tried to yell my side of things, but I was out of vocal range. That's when I found out that the hardest truth isn't in the scream, it's waking up without the noise and realizing it wasn't a dream. I